I am here to explain you something about the Guggenheim Museum and then the Bilbao effect. Well, we'll begin speaking about Guggenheim Museum and how they came to Bilbao. Well, the truth is that they don't came here. We go to look for them. They have tried to put the museum, temporary museum, in Massachusetts. It was called MASMOCA, Massachusetts Museum of Modern Art. But then the former governor was Mr. Dukakis, then ran for president and he lost. But anyway, the Guggenheim Museum has ideas, has plenty of works of art, but they haven't a lot of money. They were looking another place through Europe. They were looking for Venice to grow the little museum of Peggy Guggenheim, and they were looking another place in Salzburg. In Salzburg, they were trying to do a museum inside a mountain, a salt mountain. Well, in that case, in that moment, I were a TV producer, and we made a program called Economic Window, Ventana Económica in Spanish. And some people from the, in contact with the Guggenheim Foundation came to Bilbao. He was Ernest Llach, a person that then was killed by ATA, and he was a former Spanish minister. Well, at the end of the program, we called out how the Guggenheim Foundation were trying to sell that collection. And the last try was with BB, Bilbao Bank. And then suddenly the president of that bank died, so the Guggenheim couldn't come to Spain. There was an opportunity, and we ran for it. We called the three main institutions of the Basque Country, Basque government, Biscay Regional Government Council, and the town hall. We could put all them together and go to and call to Mr. Krenz, then director of Guggenheim Foundation, to come for Bilbao. I can remember the day he came, the 8th of April of 1990, here, because it was the birthday of my wife. And that was a very, 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 very hard day. Bilbao were in a very high strike. We were surprised. How could you solve this problem? Because if the first impression is people running in the streets, the police doing their work, you could understand. So we decided to take cranes from the Bilbao airport to the Basque capital in Vitoria at about 140 kilometers by helicopter. So he didn't see anything. He see people with money, with cars, friendly people talking with him. So was the first day, and that same night we signed a contract that we were interested in work in that project, and we began the feasibility study for around for 9 months more or less. That finished that we won, but we won for two main things. First, Salzburg decided don't do the Guggenheim Museum because it's a very beautiful Baroque city. They don't need a new museum there. And second, the mayor of Venice decided not let Mr. Krenz to put the Guggenheim in the Dogana at the beginning of the High Channel. So we were alone, so we win. So the things went in that way. We were in the 90s. Bilbao were changing. We have a very, very big crisis, economic crisis, at about 25% of people unemployment. Young people going to take drugs, they have no future at all. In the life, there are moments that are tipping points at moment in the world, everything changed. You don't know how. It happens here. We have self-government. We collect our taxes and we can rule our necessity, our budget in a different way than the rest of Spain. So the authority decided that Bilbao has to change. There were plans to how to change, the city has to go to the river, because before it was a last port like Rotterdam, smaller Rotterdam of course, but with all the factories along the riverside. Well, the first question. The second question was that the people was changing their mentality because a new generation. They decided they don't want to go to work in the steel companies. They prefer another kind of works, more creative works. So all these things put together, and the museum moving the people, and the people saw in the museum an opportunity and a signal, like a flag to put all together, and they decided, yes, really, this is good. At the very beginning, they were very worried. Why we have to put our money in a museum? We have 25% of unemployment. People need more school, more support for the families who have money. But really, we'll try to explain people. The cost of the museum was more or less between 6 or 7 highway kilometers. They could understand what we were talking about. So suddenly, people believed in that. And then other people outside the country, new hotels, fashion business, and things like that came here. Oh, a good city. Then came Arata Isozaki and many other architects for first ranch in the world. They came here and they developed the city, and the city has changed. But anyway, it's not all is good. Perhaps the change has collateral effects. That is a beautiful city, but a city for all people. We need that we have the hardware, but we need a new social software that could move the city in another direction.